Okay, our next speaker is giving his 10th speech, Andy, and everyone should have a sheet. We've asked that. Everyone's doing evaluation. Now, everyone won't be coming up here to give their evaluation. You can give your sheet to Andy, but his evaluator will do the evaluation. So, Andy Nixon.
Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It's very, very exciting to see you all today. I'm very much looking forward to this. My 10th speech, just a little segue, this isn't really part of the speech, but I am very excited about doing my 10th speech. I've had a wonderful time doing this, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what the next steps are going to be. My speech today is an inspirational speech, so after struggling with what topic I was going to use for several days, I landed on a topic called Finding God. It's an interesting topic. I don't normally delve into the religious realm. However, I think that it's appropriate for the kind of speech that I'm trying to do today. So, let me tell you what I'm not going to do. I am not going to stand up here and pound a pulpit like Billy Graham would do. I am not going to try to inspire you with some stories that are made up. What I am going to do is share a little bit of personal experience with you. I'm also going to talk a little bit about the Bible. And I just want everybody to kind of soak the information in and make your own judgments. So, what do we talk about when we say finding God? Finding God isn't necessarily about going to church every Sunday. Finding God isn't necessarily about studying the Bible all the time. While those things are definitely part of finding God, the biggest thing about finding God is that you need to have a personal experience. And if you have a personal experience, that gives you the connection that people are looking for when we talk about finding God. I want you to all bear with me for a second while I do a small demonstration. Picture me, I'm a carpenter. Andy. What? Andy. How many people think that that's what Noah felt like the minute God spoke to him? Noah probably looked up and said, "What is that? I have no idea who's talking to me, why they're talking to me. I don't understand." The next person I want to talk about is Moses. Moses was not generally a good person. Once he was exiled from Egypt, he actually killed someone. However, God talked to Moses via a burning bush. Just happened to appear one day to talk to Moses. St. Paul. St. Paul persecuted Christians, killed Christians, until God spoke to him. These are all people that were believers in some kind of religion previously. Didn't have to be Christianity, didn't have to be Judaism. They all experienced what is called divine intervention, meaning someone just came out and spoke to them, right in their chest, right in their heart. Hey, Moses. Hey, Noah. As we move forward in history, I want to talk about some other folks Now, in order to do this, I want to make everyone understand Christianity came about after Jesus. So there's a thing called a saint now. And a saint is someone that's been touched by God. They've been had some kind of honor bestowed upon them. So a current generation of people that found God are people like Padre Pio. If anyone's familiar with Padre Pio was a monk who got the stigmata. The stigmata are showing the signs of Christ, either on your hands or on your feet. Sometimes it had all 5 signs, which would be the spear in the side. Saint Bernadette is another person that just happened to find God. Saint Bernadette is the person that was very well known for Lourdes, France. She saw the Virgin Mary out of the blue one day. She was gathering water out in the woods. The Virgin Mary appeared to her. Pope John Paul II actually believed so much in this that he also was a very good friend of St. Bernadette and was just fascinated with her life for his entire life. He was inspired by her. A small child named Nellie Organ. She was a very small child in Europe, almost 2 years old, I believe, and her mother died. So she was taken in by an orphanage. People did not know until further investigation, but her back was all jacked up because she'd been dropped as a baby. So she had communication problems, and she also had physical ailments, which caused her to not be able to move as well as someone else, not be able to move her arms and legs that well. She became a Christian and wasn't even old enough to believe in something like that. She received her first communion when she was 4 years old, and she actually died shortly thereafter. This huge smile never left her face. She had this glow about her. And although she's not a saint, she's another example of someone that was touched by God personally, that happened to find God. All of these examples that I've used thus far are people that have had a very personal experience with God. That is the main difference between someone that is a true believer and someone that just decides that they're going to go to church every Sunday and thinks that that's going to save them or bring them closer to God. You can't do that. You need to have a personal experience. You need to believe in your heart of hearts that there's something out there bigger than yourself. If you can't do that, you're never going to find the experience and connectivity with God if that's what you're searching for. It's very difficult to have that happen. So now that I've covered that, I want to talk about a few things that I think you can do to prepare yourself to have a relationship like this. If you are searching for God, one of the things that you can do is help other people. Help other people. Live in the image that you read in the Bible and things like that. Helping other people, if you're still searching for your personal experience, will help you along that path. I know that it personally has for me. Another thing that you can do is practice humility. If you read the New Testament, you read an awful lot about Jesus. Jesus was a very humble person. However, it can be argued that Jesus was the most important person in the history of the world, depending on who you talk to. You wouldn't know it by talking to him unless he actually proclaimed to you that he was the Son of God. The other thing I think you have to do if you're searching for this personal experience is to actually seek it out. Search for meaning. Ask questions. Why does this happen? Why does that happen? Why does the universe act like it does? Why are we all born? Why do we all die? Be curious. Ask those questions. If you do that, things are going to happen. You're going to have this personal experience. And once again, I said, if you don't believe inside that you have a personal connection with God, you're not going to have the experience of finding God. It's impossible. It has to be inside you. In closing, I would like to say that finding God is not so much in what you know or how you act, but it's about having this personal experience and believing in something that's greater than yourself. That's the most important thing that I can say. Have the personal experience and believe in something greater than yourself. If you do that, you will actually find God. Thank you.